Okay, so arm bar is going to be out of the motor. Palms are going to be facing forward, no buttons in. And we're going to start just bend and straighten. Feet are a little bit outside the shoulders. Good, so wide. Good. And just focus on this elbow flexion and feel how it's not just the bicep that's working here. You'll feel your shoulders start to draw down and your core start to activate. For 5, for 4, or if you don't feel that, you try to make it activate. 1, now you're gonna lower to a 90-degree angle and you're gonna hold. So 90-degree angle, and you squat down, stand up, squat down and up, good. And as you squat down, really make sure that you keep that core engaged. Don't let the ribs flare out, and getting that extra back extension, it's unnecessary. For 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and on this one, let's hold down. Good. And from here, we're gonna just lift the elbows in line with the shoulders, then lower them back down. Lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. Good. Up and up. Let's do this for 5 more times. 5, 4, good. 3, 2, and pause with your elbows in line with your shoulders. Anytime this gets to be too much, you're just gonna bring those elbows back down. See if you can sink a little lower. Let the pressure of the arm bar push your elbows down towards the ground, which will then drop your shoulders down. Now let's lift and lower the heels. Lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your elbows down, stand up tall, lower the arms down. Switch your palms to face the other direction. And from here, your palms are gonna be facing your body, then they're gonna be facing the ground. You keep your arms straight, you lift your arms forward, lower back down. This is again, working your shoulder flexors, which coincidentally, some of them are your elbow flexors as well. Good, now, as you do this, it's not a kettlebell swing making your hips go forward. That's not a bad thing, we just don't want to do that right now. It puts a little bit too much force in the back. So you just bring your arms up as high as you can without getting that hip extension. Not that it's a bad thing, we just don't want to do that right now. Working on just isolating the core and our shoulder flexors. For 3, good. For 2, last 1, good. Now from here, keeping those palms facing behind you, just bend the elbows, doing a lot of shoulder to warm up. Elbows are bent. Then you're gonna bend them even deeper so your palms are facing forward. Now it's gonna be squat down. And when you stand up, you reach your arms up. Bend down, squat down, reach up, good. And as you reach that arm bar overhead, make sure you're not reaching behind you. Look what happens when it goes behind you. Your ribs will wanna come forward. You wanna keep those ribs down and press forward. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and on this one, let's pause with arms overhead. Any point this gets to be too heavy with those arms overhead, you're just gonna bend back down. But with those arms overhead, everyone check to make sure your ribs aren't pushing forward. You wanna get the core engaged, and we're gonna march, 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 march. For 5, 5, 4, 4, good Cam, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Send your feet wide. If you can keep your arms overhead, great. Realizing that it's going to be different, you're gonna bend the knees, stand back up. So keeping your arms as straight overhead as you can. If it gets to be too much, you're just gonna bend them back down, but keeping them up. For 5, 4, 3, good Sarah, 2, last 1. And bring everything down, bring the feet together, round those shoulders forward and back. And now you're just gonna start paddling as if you're canoeing or kayaking. I guess this would be more like backpedaling. And then switch directions. You pull back, or if you were already pulling back, you're going to push forward. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your feet together. Palms are still facing behind you. Bend your elbows. Feet are together. Hinge forward. Stick that tailbone back. And step back and in. Step back and in. Step back and in. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Pause with the foot behind you. Now, shift all your weight into the front leg, float it up, bend in and kick back. Now, you want to still keep the control, but see if you can pick up the tempo a little bit. Find your balance. Try to connect to that one leg that's kicking back. I wasn't specific. Good. If you want to challenge yourself, you can go into a circle as you're doing this, which I like. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall. Lower the arms down. Round those shoulders forward and back. Switch your grip again. Palms are going to be facing forward. Just going to work your stabilizers in a different way. Bend your elbows. You're going to switch all your weight to the opposite leg and kick back with your other leg. And check to make sure you're not tucking that tailbone. You want to make sure there's some extension in the back. Neutral spine. Kick back, 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 back. For 5. Good. Going as quick as you can. For 4, keeping that balance. For 3, good. 2, and stand up tall, lower down. Okay, good. Keeping those feet in the straps. We're going to come to the ground now. And bring your straps to the home position. And let's put in a button. If you can take that. If it's too much, always take the button out. Just make sure that your straps are in the home position before you ever change the weight of your button. Good. We're going to sit up tall. So keeping your knees slightly bent gives you a little bit mobility in your pelvis. So keeping the knees bent will give you that extra mobility. Your palms are going to be facing the ceiling. Elbows are going to be bent in at your side. Take a big inhale, filling your lungs up. And then exhale, feel as if you're drawing your ribs together from the outside, from the side of your ribs, pushing in like a billow, pushing all the air out. Inhale to sit up tall, growing taller on those sit bones. And now as you exhale, tilt the pubic bone, roll off the sit bones and hold. You're just at the top of the pelvis. You're holding that arm bar. Good. Now let the pressure of that arm bar squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let the pressure of the arm bar pull your shoulders down. Now we're going to bring your right leg up towards your chest. Bend in and out. That right leg is bending in and out. Good. And you've rolled off your sit bones. Good. And if you have a ball and you need that extra support here, but really try to get that weight of pushing your core down to not let the pressure just be in the neck or those hips. You're not hinging back and balancing. You're using your core to roll back. For 3, for 2, last one. Then you're going to place that foot back down. Now draw the left leg up and push forward and back. Forward and back. Good. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then press down and hold. Good. And now from here, we're already rolled back. Roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Don't let your shoulder blades touch. Good. You can straighten your legs all the way if it feels more comfortable, but now we're going to just bend and straighten the elbows. You might have to lift your elbows so that they're slightly above the body. Good. We're holding here. At any point, if it gets too much into the neck, you rest the head and shoulders all the way down. For 5, everyone tilt your pubic bone so your back is flat on the mat. There shouldn't be a neutral spine. There should be a pelvic tilt. 1, and pause with the elbows bent. Lower your head and shoulders all the way down. Good. Bring your heels closer to your sits bones. Let the arm bar rest on your hips for a second so that you can change your grip. Palms are going to be facing forward or towards your knees. Bring the elbows into your sides. Bend your elbows. And now lift and lower your hips. The arm bar is off the hips and you're lifting up trying to touch the arm bar with your belly, lift up. But as you do, you want to draw your core away from that arm bar. We're just doing these bridges up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, lift the hips up and hold. Now, straighten the arms up towards the ceiling. We have that weight in, makes it a little heavier at any point too much. You're gonna bring the arm bar all the way in and take that button out. Now, shift all the weight into the left foot. Bring the left foot a little bit closer into center with your sits bones. Then bring your right leg to tabletop. Push forward and back. Good. Push forward and back. If this gets to be too much in anybody's wrists or shoulders, having that arm bar up, you bend your elbows down to your side. Good. Push forward and in. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Now pause with the arms, with the legs straight. Reach the biceps above you so your arms are almost touching the ground above your head. Then as you bring your leg towards the ceiling, you bring the arm bar towards the ceiling as well. You lower the leg down, you reach the arm bar above you. As the leg comes towards the ceiling, the arms comes towards the ceiling. Then you lower the leg, lower the arms. Good. For 5. Good. For 4. For 3. For 2. Last 1, and pause with the knees side by side. You bend your knee, place the foot down on the ground. You bring the arms towards the ceiling, you lower your hips down. Good. Bend your elbows to bring your arms to rest down at your side. Straighten your legs, but keep them not all the way. There's a slight bend in the knees. Then you're gonna straighten your arms, look down the nose, roll your spine all the way up. Good, you're sitting up tall. Round those shoulders forward and back. Good, inhale here. Exhale, we're just gonna roll back just off your sit bones, flattening out your sacrum. Good, you can bend your elbows into your side. If it feels better to change your grip, you can always change your grip. Now, bring your left leg to tabletop. Bend your elbows so your palms are facing your knees, and then bring your other leg to tabletop. So it's like you've rolled into a ball. If this is ever too much for anyone's sit bones, you're just gonna roll back onto your sacrum. That's only if it's too much. Now from here, you are gonna go into a teaser. You're gonna straighten your arms up, straighten your legs up, bend your knees in, bend your elbows down. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs, trying not to roll back, bend back in. I know, easier said than done. Straighten the arms up, straighten the legs up, good. Bend back in, last one. Straighten arms and legs. Now from here, we do want to control the roll down, and then your legs can go up. Your tips of your shoulder blades are still off. Your legs are straight up, and we're just gonna lower and lift both legs. Lower and lift. Keep those arms straight up. Any point it gets too much for the neck, you rest those head and shoulders down. You lower, you lift. Now from here, you're gonna lower as low as it feels comfortable for you and turn out. Let the shoulders pull down away from your ears. We're gonna bend your knees into tabletop frog legs. Push your legs straight. You're turned out, so your knees will separate. Don't let them go outside of the shoulders. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, last 1. Keep those legs straight. Lower the head and shoulders, reach the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Bend your elbows down, bend your knees down. You can just send your neck side to side. Let your head relax for a bit. Now from here, your elbows are gonna bend again. Lift your hips up. Good, you're back up into your bridge. Then you're gonna straighten your left leg. Or if you've already done your left leg, make sure it's your opposite leg. Now you're gonna reach your arms, both arms go straight up in line with your shoulders towards the ceiling. We're gonna just lift and lower that left leg. Good, we're just lifting and lowering the leg. Good, for 5, for 4. Then we're gonna add in the arms. As the legs go down, the arms go up. As the legs go down on this one, the arms reach above you, and then bring both back towards the ceiling. Reach the arms up, then they both come towards the ceiling when the leg goes towards the ceiling. Arms reach above you, good. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, keep those hips lifted if you can. Last one, pause with the knees side by side, reach the arms above you. Good, you're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, bend your knee, place the foot down on the ground. Lower your hips down, your arms are still pushing above you. You're gonna straighten one leg out and rest it on the ground, then straighten the other leg. So you're kind of making almost a long straight line. Your arms are still floating. We're gonna roll up into a teaser here. Now, if the teaser roll up is too much on anyone's sits bones, you're just gonna be doing a halfway curl up and then back down. So everybody else, you're gonna reach those arms straight up towards the ceiling, start to look down the nose, roll the spine up, float the legs up. Good. And then as you start to roll back down, as soon as your low back gets flat, you lower the legs, reach the arms down. Now, if that's too much in your sit bones, what you're gonna, everyone else keep going with your teaser. If it's too much on your sits bones or tailbones, you just roll up and then roll back down. Otherwise, when you roll up, good, you get the lift up, teaser. Good, Cam, lift, 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 lift. Let the arm bar reach towards your hands to get up. Good. And then roll off the sit bones, rolling down, flattening out that back. Good. Now, as you reach those arms towards the ceiling, you're gonna pause. Those arms are gonna pause straight up towards the ceiling. Now, everybody tilt your pubic bone more and push down your low back. Make sure your low back is flat. Now, start to roll up. As soon as your shoulder blades come off the mat, float the legs up and let the spring tension pull you up. Good, 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 good. Holding here, hold. Bend the knees in, place the feet down, roll forward. Good. Round the shoulders forward and back. Good, Nabil, you can do those rows and leg extensions. Then you're gonna bring your arms out to the side. Reach the arm overhead and side bend. Just let that neck rest for a second and then push yourself back up. Reach over to the other side and side bend. And then push yourself back up. Okay, so now we are gonna grab your roller. You are gonna put the arm bar in the roller, and we're gonna keep the roller on the ground. So you wanna make sure that the top is in and securely on, and you want your anchors. You don't want the motor to be free, because nothing in this world is free, right? And you want them anchored down. And then we're going to be lying over it towards the back. So you're lying over, not on top of it. It's going to be perpendicular. Your body is perpendicular to it, the motor, parallel to the arm bar. I still have a button in. You can take the button out if it ever gets to be too much. But once you're in, you're just going to place your top leg in the strap and hold. So your top leg is in the strap, reaching. And then you're going to reach across with your top arm and also bring it in the strap. Again, any point gets to be too much, take your buttons out. Lift the leg up, lift the arm up. Good. Bring the arm down towards your hip. Good. Now, as you lift the arm towards the ceiling, you lift your leg higher up towards the ceiling. Lower the arm, lower the leg. Sarah, yeah, good. You already did. Anybody, if this gets pinchy in the hip, you bring a pad underneath your bottom hip. It elevates you up and can support your pelvis in a different way. Good. If it just gets to be too pinchy, it can push you depending upon the length of your torso. By putting that pad underneath your bottom hip, it elevates your pelvis. Good. For 5, for 4, for 3, just kick me away, I see how it is, 2, and then you're gonna pause with your leg hovering off the ground and your arm reaching down towards your feet. Good. Now we're gonna kick the leg forward as you reach the arm forward. Then bring both back in line with your shoulders. With this button in, it is heavy. With my my bottom arm, what I'm doing is holding on to the roller to make sure it doesn't move. That is fine. Good. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Sorry if you can hear that wretched noise. 1, pause with the arm in line with your body and the leg in line with your body. Bend your leg up into tabletop. Good. So your hip and knee should be in a line, reaching towards the arm bar. Bend just your knee. Sorry, bend just your elbow. You're going to straighten your leg in front of you as you straighten the arm down in line with you. Then you're going to bend both in. Straighten the arm, straighten the leg, bend the knee, bend the elbow. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one, keep the arm straight, keep the leg straight. 5 circles each direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the arm all the way home. Let the foot rest down. Whee! Keeping the foot in the strap here. We're going to be doing a lot of, unilateral to bilateral movement. So now we're just going to turn to face the arm bar, face the motor. And you're keeping that foot in the strap. We're going to face the motor and bring your hands on. We are going to be doing a plank if you would like. Otherwise, this is going to be focusing more on the hip extension. You can stay in the all fours position and still do everything with the leg. If your wrists hurt too much or it gets too much into the neck and shoulders, just place that bottom knee, the unstrapped knee, on the ground. Otherwise, everybody else, you're going to be coming into a plank. At any point, just drop the free leg down because this is going to be a longer series. So come up into your plank if you can. Otherwise, drop that free knee down. We're going to lift up, bend the knee in and out. Good. In and out. Remember, just drop the knee down. You can still push the hips forward and get into a plank, but this is more about the hip extension. For 3, for 2, for 1, and keep that leg back behind you and hold. Now you're going to paint 3 circles with that floating leg each direction. 3, 2, 1, 3 the other direction. 3, 2, 1. Place both feet down. Now you are going to bring your knees down and rest. You're going to bring your knees onto the motor. So everybody, bring your knees onto the motor. Good. So you have your inside leg is still in the strap. You're going to take your hands and you're going to place them on the ground. Good. Then with the outside hand, you grab the strap and you bring your hand. You want to make sure that the strap is in front of your ground hand. You don't want your ground hand above the strap. You want the strap above your ground hand. Good. So you should have opposite arm and opposite leg attached. Now you're going to extend your strapped leg behind you. Your knee for your unstrapped leg is on the motor. Then you're going to reach your strapped hand in front of you. Good. Now it's in line with the shoulder. You're going to pull it out to the side and then bring it back forward. Bringing it out to the side. Your arm is going to stay parallel to the ground. You make a T, then you reach above you, bicep by your ear, and then you're going to be making a long straight line out. Good. So with your hand, it's going to be looking, I'm giving you a side view. It's out to the side and then up, out to the side and then up. We're going to do that 3 more times with that leg just floating in the air behind you for 3, for 2, and then you're going to pause with the bicep by the ear. Bend your knee, bend your elbow to meet at your belly button. Extend the arm, extend the leg. Bend the knee, bend the elbow. Extend the arm, extend the leg. Bend in, push out. Good. Bend in, push out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and bring your knee on. Place your handle back in. Take that foot out of the strap. And come up to a kneeling position. Shake it all out. Good. Now, from here, you're just going to bring your arms out to the side. Inside arm overhead, outside arm in front as you side bend away from the arm bar. Then pull yourself back up. Outside arm overhead, inside arm in front, and side bend towards the arm bar. Good. Shake it all out, and let's do the other side. So you can either just turn on your motor or flip your motor to face the other direction so that you can still see. Whatever works for you. It might work better to just rotate it. Okay, then you get that inside hand in. Sarah, I know you're frozen. I hope you can still hear me. So you're gonna place your inside foot. Good, you can still hear me. You place your inside foot. We've switched to the other side. Inside foot is gonna have the strap. And then we're gonna start with just, if you can hit your plank, go into a plank. Otherwise, you're going to be on your knee, and we're just gonna be doing knee extensions. So find what works for you. You can keep that bottom knee down, or you hit your plank, and we're just bending in and out. Good, good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and keep that leg straight back behind you. Holding here. Let's paint 5 circles each direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that foot down and bring one knee in, then the other knee. Then you're going to bring your knees onto the motor. Good. Reach across. You're going to make sure you grab the strap, and your strap is going to be above your hand. Good. And then extend. You can extend your leg back behind you. That strapped leg is behind you. Reach the strapped arm above you. Good. And you're holding here. Now, you're just going to reach that arm out to the side that has the strap, then reach it back up. You want to try to keep that arm as close to parallel to the ground as possible. You're just doing this. It's actually adduction of the shoulder. For 5, for 4, for 3. Good, Cam. Good, Emily. 1. Reach the arm forward. That leg's still floating. You're going to bend the knee and bend the elbow to meet at your belly button. And then reach the arm and leg forward. Good. Bend in. Reach forward. Good. Bend in. It's harder with the strap weight. Reach forward for 3, for 2. Last 1. And place the hand down. Place that knee down. What you're going to do is place the hand strap all the way back in. Just bring your knees off. And we're going to lay across the motor. We should still have that top foot. Should still be strapped. A lot of movement today. Lay across your motor. It's okay if you don't see me. You can have your back to me. We're going to be doing the same thing we did on the other side. Okay, bring your hand. Top hand reaches across the motor and grabs the strap. Good. Reach it up towards the ceiling. And then bring it down to your side. Good. Now we're going to lift the arm and lift the leg. Lift up, lower down. Good. Lift up, lower down. Lift up. Navua, see if you can kick your top leg back more in line with your shoulder. Yes. Kick it back a little bit more if you can. For 3. Good, Emily. For 2. Yes, Navua, just like that. 1. Now everyone kick. Lift the arm, lift the leg so it's hovering. The arm is going to be just hovering over the hip. Lower it down a little bit, Navua. Good, Cam. Better, a little bit lower, Cam. And now reach the arm forward, kick the leg forward. Bring both back in line with you. Reach forward and back. Good, reach forward and back. Reach forward and back. For 5, 4. Yes, if it's ever too much in the arm, you can just take that arm out of the strap. 2, 1. Now you're gonna keep the arm at your side. Kick the leg forward. So it's the strap is almost in the home position with the leg. Then you're gonna bend the knee, bend the elbow. Straighten the arm, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, bend the elbow. Straighten the arm, straighten the leg. Good. And then your palm should be facing the ground. Good, Emily. Emily, lift your knee a little higher towards the ceiling. Yes. For 3, for 2, pause with the arm straight, leg straight. Let's paint 3 circles each direction. 3, 2, 1. 3 the other direction. 3, 2, 1. Bring the arm in, bring the leg in. Hoi, shake it all out. Nicely done. Sarah, I'm gonna assume that you're doing it all and you did amazing. Shake it all out, everybody. And we're gonna come to kneeling, facing your arm bar. We're gonna be kneeling on the motor. So if you wanna switch your arm bar, switch your motor around so that you can see, now would be a great time to do that. So we're gonna be facing our arm bar. Thanks, Navua, for moving that. And we're just gonna shake out the body. So the arm bar is gonna be in front of you. Good. And then you're gonna grab your pad. So at any point, if this is too much sitting on the motor, what you can do is get a pad, or you can actually sit behind and on the ground, and your thut is gonna act as a cushion. So you can sit on the ground and have more of a padding. If it's too much, you'll sit behind the motor and you can still have the arm bar in. That's just if it gets to be too much sitting on here. Okay, you want about a hand's length away from the edge of the motor. You still have a button in. We are gonna be upping it up soon. So now from here, paddle back, paddle back, paddle back. Good, paddle back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, pull back and hold. Good, now from here, hinge forward. Your chest comes towards your knees, but you don't let it rest on your knees. Good, now see if you can push your collarbones forward to come up taller. And now let's bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Good, bend and straighten. Your palms will still be facing behind you. Yeah, Navua, if you rest this around your wrist, you don't have to work your grip as much. Yeah, you just want your palms still facing behind you. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and keep those arms back behind you. Now everyone, you keep the arms behind you as you bring your chest upright. Now you're gonna lift your arms out to the side. Your hands should still be behind you. They shouldn't be in line with your hips. For 5, for 4, for 3, push taller out of the head, push your hands towards the ground, try to touch the ground. 1, let the arms come forward, shake it all out. Good, you're still staying on your motor. I'm just changing my view. Okay, you're still on that motor. Now, you're going to sit up tall. We're gonna do some more oblique work. Roll back into that C curve. And you wanna tilt that pubic bone so you're getting your sacrum. Your tailbone shouldn't be on the motor at all because you're doing so much of a pelvic tilt that you get the support. Now we're gonna bend the right arm in and rotate to the right, straighten, rotate back to center. Left arm bends in, rotates to the left. Good. Center, right, center, left, center, right. Good. Center, left, center. 1 more on each side. 1 and 1 and hold. Good. You're back to center. Now bring your left leg to tabletop. Left leg is in tabletop. Now we're going to straighten the left leg forward, bend your right arm in and rotate to the right. We're going to do that 5 times. Rotate back to center as you bend that left leg in. Straighten the leg out, rotate, find your balance. Come back in. Good, Navua. Rotate, good, Emily. Good, Cam, y'all got it. Cam, see if you can do a little bit more of a pelvic tilt so that your lower back goes back more and your chest can come forward more. Good, last one. Then rotate back to center, place that foot down, roll up. Whew. Round the shoulders forward and back. So just quickly, everybody, just make sure that your upper back doesn't lead this. You don't want to be so far back here so that when you pelvic tilt, your shoulders are still so far back. The movement starts from the lower portion so that your shoulders, if they get too far back, it's going to make your equilibrium or your center of gravity make you tilt. So if you can get that sternum pushing down and it pulls the shoulders forward, so it takes your center and brings it more towards your hinge point. That makes sense, I hope, ish, possibly. Okay, sitting up tall. Let the rollback happen from your sacrum and your hip flexors. You tilt, you roll back. We're not rounding forward, but we're flexing lower, which causes your upper body to flex as well. Just bend the right leg up into tabletop. Bend the left arm in, straighten the right leg forward. Good. And then you rotate back to center as you bring that right leg to tabletop. Now see if you can bring that right arm a little bit higher, everybody. Challenge that right shoulder stabilizer. Good. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Last one and hold. Good. Hold, rotate back to center, but keep that leg out there. Bend the knee in towards your chest. Hold, that leg's in tabletop. Turn your palms to face the ceiling. Draw your shoulder blades down. Really get the sternum pulling down. Bring the other leg to tabletop and hold. We're balancing here. Squeeze those knees together. Good. Hold. Now let's just bend and straighten the elbows for 5. Get the pelvic tilt for 4. For 3. For 2. Last one. And roll forward, placing one foot down, then the other foot down. Good job. Shake it all out. All right. Rounding those shoulders. Good. Okay. Now, you're still going to bring your knees down. You're going to still keep that weight in if you can. And you're going to be hugging the roller with your knees. And you're going to be grabbing kind of by that D-ring where the carabiner is. Don't grab the carabiner. You're just grabbing high up so you have a grip of the motor handle instead of your hands in it. Okay, then you're going to hinge forward and stick your tailbone out and you have a flat back. Good, and you're squeezing with your inner thighs. And we're just pulling back, pulling back. Now, your motor placement is your accountability. You have to squeeze those inner thighs, otherwise the motor will move underneath you for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, pull back and hold. Bend and straighten the elbows, bend and straighten, bend. See what happens if you let go of the motor, it moves underneath you. So with your inner thighs, don't let go of those inner thighs. Good, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, last one, let the straps come all the way in. You're already hinged forward, let go of your straps, bring your chest upright. Now keep the shoulders down. You might have to scoot back a little bit, but we're gonna bring your left foot onto the motor in front of you. And we're testing this out here, y'all. So we're just gonna be trying, bring your hands on. If you can keep it on the motor, great. Otherwise, you can bring your foot onto the ground, onto the outside, not the opposite side of your knee. We're just trying this out. You're gonna just push in, and all we're gonna do is just straighten your back leg. We're not going straight up, we're just straightening the back leg. And then we're gonna lower it back down. Hinge forward, get your chest towards your knee that's on the motor. Good, Cam. And then you're gonna come up. And then lower back down. Good. You can try even placing your hand on the green portion and coming up. And then back down. Last one, you come up. and then back down. Great. And then let's try, just rest in between, come back to both knees. Try it, Navua, if you can. Bring your hands onto the knees, and you can even rest your hands on the motor if that feels better, and you can straighten your leg up. Yes, and then back down. Let's try the other side. Navua, you can try that side a few more if you'd like, and then join back in. So you want to give yourself plenty of space, and make sure you have the support. If it feels better having your hands on the motor or on the arm bar or on your knee. But this is just working on that, getting stable in your front leg as you just straighten your back leg. There's not a huge weight transfer. There shouldn't be a stress in the hip or anywhere. What we're doing is we're just trying to hip extension, knee extension, and then back down. Good, Cam. For 3 more. Yes, good, Navua. 3, 2, last 1. And then you're gonna bring both knees down, and let's just sit on the motor facing your arm bar. I'm not facing your arm bar, sorry. With your arm bar towards one side. It does not matter which one. Great, Navua, you got it. Whichever arm is closest to the arm bar, you're gonna grab that, and you wanna make sure you're not side bending. You're grabbing the actual arm bar, and you're just gonna side bend and get some traction in that shoulder. And so you're kind of holding on and pushing your whole body away, pulling that arm gently. We're getting traction, so it feels like you're pulling it out of the socket, but we're just trying to create some space. And now pinch your shoulder blades a little bit gently towards each other. It's gonna get a little stretch in the pecs. And then you come back up. And then you're just gonna flip to the other side, grab the arm bar with the other arm, and side bend and get that traction of pulling that arm out of the joint, just getting a little bit of a stretch. And then you come on out of that, shake it all out, and fantastic job.